Saturday mornings in black households during the 1970s had a rhythm as predictable as Sunday church, and just as non-negotiable. You didn't sleep in on Saturday. You didn't lounge around. Saturday was work day, preparation day, the day black families transformed their homes from the chaos of the week into spotless sanctuaries ready for Sunday. Black mothers woke up early and woke everyone else up early because there was work to do. Before anything else could happen, Saturday morning cartoons existed. But black children knew they weren't watching them until chores were done, and chores took hours. The smell of pine sol and bleach filled black households every Saturday morning as floors got mopped, bathrooms got scrubbed, kitchens got deep cleaned, laundry machines ran all day, grocery shopping happened, cooking for the week began, yards got mowed and swept, Sunday clothes got laid out and inspected. Saturday in black families wasn't a day off from the week. It was the day that made everything else possible. The preparation day that ensured Sunday would be sacred and the coming week would start right. And if you stay with me through all 10 of these Saturday rituals, if they remind you of waking up to your mother already cleaning, or getting sent outside to sweep the porch, or knowing exactly what Saturday meant in your house, hit that like button and drop a comment about which Saturday ritual your family never skipped. Because preserving these memories of black family structure and discipline is how we honor the work our parents did to maintain order and dignity despite everything working against them. First, deep cleaning the entire house was the primary Saturday morning ritual in black households, starting early and involving every family member in intensive cleaning that went far beyond surface tidying. Black mothers began cleaning before children woke up, and the sounds of vacuum cleaners, mops hitting floors, and cabinet doors opening and closing served as alarm clocks in black homes every Saturday. When black children finally got up, they found their mothers already deep into cleaning, having cleaned multiple rooms before the kids even opened their eyes. Black households got clean on Saturdays with an intensity that seemed excessive to outsiders, but made perfect sense within black families. Every room got thoroughly cleaned. Baseboards got wiped down with rags, corners got swept and mopped, furniture got moved so floors underneath could be clean, bathrooms got scrubbed until fixtures shined, kitchens got deep, cleaned whether they looked dirty or not. Black mothers cleaned like white glove inspectors were coming. Like one spot of dust would confirm every racist stereotype about black homes. The cleaning in black households on Saturdays was defensive, a refusal to give anyone ammunition to look down on black families. But it was also about self-respect, about maintaining standards for themselves, about creating order and beauty in homes even when the world outside was chaotic and hostile. Black children participated in this cleaning whether they wanted to or not. Everyone had assignments. One child mopped, another swept, another cleaned bathrooms, another dusted. Black mothers supervised the work, checking quality, making children redo tasks that didn't meet standards. This wasn't busy work or punishment. This was teaching black children that maintaining a clean home required work, that standards mattered, that you didn't wait until things looked dirty to clean them. Black children learned on Saturday mornings that leisure had to be earned through work, that family responsibilities came before individual desires, that everyone contributed to household maintenance regardless of age or preference. Second, doing laundry consumed much of Saturday in black households, with washing machines running constantly and laundry being sorted, washed, dried, folded, and put away in carefully organized systems. Black families in the 1970s didn't have the clothing abundance that modern families have. Black children might have had school clothes, play clothes, and Sunday clothes, with clear distinctions between categories and strict rules about what got worn when. This meant laundry had to be done regularly and carefully to keep the limited wardrobes functional. Saturday was laundry day in black households almost universally. Black mothers started laundry early, sorting clothes by color, fabric, and purpose with precision. Whites got washed separately with bleach. Colors got washed together. Delicates got hand washed. Work clothes got washed with extra detergent. Black children helped with laundry from young ages, learning to sort properly, learning how much detergent to use, learning how to hang certain items to dry, learning how to fold correctly. The laundry process in black homes was methodical and taught organization, care for belongings, and attention to detail. Black mothers often ironed on Saturdays too, pressing clothes that needed it. Starch on shirts and dresses, creases sharp and precise. Sunday clothes got special attention. During Saturday laundry, inspected for stains or damage, washed and pressed carefully because they needed to look perfect for church. Black children learned that taking care of clothing was essential because replacing things wasn't easy or cheap. That maintaining what you had was as important as acquiring new things. That presentation mattered and required work. Third, grocery shopping happened every Saturday in Black households, with Black mothers taking children along to help carry bags and learn how to shop strategically on tight budgets. Saturday mornings or early afternoons, Black families headed to grocery stores that were crowded with other Black families doing the same thing. Black mothers shop with lists, with coupons, with precise budgets, and no room for impulse purchases or children's requests for treats. Black children learn to grocery shop by watching their mothers compare prices, choose store brands over name brands, buy in bulk when possible, select cheaper cuts of meat, stock up on staples. The grocery shopping in Black households was strategic, every dollar stretched as far as possible. Meals planned for the week based on what was on sale and what the budget allowed. Black mothers knew exactly how much they could spend and rarely went over. Black children who begged for snacks or treats learned quickly that grocery money was allocated carefully and there was an extra for wants, only for needs. This weekly grocery shopping ritual taught Black children about budgeting, about planning ahead, about making do with what you could afford, about the discipline required to feed a family on limited income. Black mothers carried heavy grocery bags into homes, often without help from men who were working or absent, and put away groceries with the same organizational precision they applied to everything else. Canned goods in one cabinet, dry goods in another, refrigerated items arranged specifically, everything in its place so finding things during the week would be efficient. Saturday afternoons in Black kitchens were a sight to behold, a whirlwind of productive energy. While the house was still humming from the morning's deep clean, moms were already getting a head start on the week's meals. Think about it, big pots of beans simmering on the stove, sending that comforting aroma through the whole house. Large batches of rice getting cooked up, ready for quick weeknight dinners. Chicken was either getting fried to golden perfection or baked with love. And of course, the greens for Sunday dinner were getting their first wash and prep. Cornbread batter was mixed and poured, ready for the oven. This wasn't just about making one meal. It was a masterclass in culinary strategy. Black mothers cooked with the future in mind, making foods that would last, reheat well, and stretch across several days. It was about making the work week a little less stressful, ensuring the kids had good food for their school lunches, and having dinner ready in a flash when everyone came home tired. We kids were right there in the mix, learning by doing. No one was handing us a recipe book. We learned measurements by feel, timing by watching, and techniques by practice. Grandmothers were often part of this beautiful chaos, coming over to help, sharing their secrets about just the right amount of seasoning, and passing down those treasured family cooking traditions. The kitchen was hot, it was busy, and it was filled with the sounds and smells of a family being cared for. It was the kind of organized culinary effort that feeding a family on a budget truly requires. But the work didn't stop at the back door. Every Saturday, if you had a yard, it was time for outdoor cleaning. Pride in our homes wasn't just about the inside. The outside had to look just as good. Men and children would be out sweeping porches and walkways until they were spotless. You'd hear the hum of lawnmowers, the snip of hedge trimmers, and the rustle of rakes gathering leaves. We were taught that the exterior of our home was a reflection of the family inside. Porches were swept clean, steps were scrubbed, and even the sidewalk in front of the house got a good sweeping. Cars were washed until they gleamed. There was a deep understanding that our properties were often judged by a different standard, so we maintained them with meticulous care. As kids, this is how we learned about responsibility and the ongoing work of maintaining what you have. We learned to push a mower, how to handle a rake, and the simple satisfaction of a job well done. It was also a communal experience. You'd see your neighbors out doing the same thing, and conversations would just naturally start up across the fences. Men would share tips on how to get the greenest lawn or borrow a tool they needed. This outdoor work was visible to everyone, a public statement of our family's values and standards. As the day started to wind down, another important ritual began, preparing our Sunday best. Saturday evening was all about getting our church clothes ready. Going to church on Sunday was a major event, and looking proper was a non-negotiable part of it. Our mothers would inspect every single outfit. They'd check for missing buttons, fix loose hems, and treat any stains they found. Shoes were gathered for a thorough polishing. Dresses were ironed with such care, paying close attention to every pleat and ruffle. Suits were brushed down and hung just right. The hiss of the steam iron was the soundtrack to our Saturday nights as shirts were starched and pressed with sharp, precise creases. For us kids, our entire outfits were laid out the night before. This was a genius move to avoid any Sunday morning chaos. No one wanted to discover a tear or a missing sock at the last minute. Shoes were polished until you could see your reflection, socks were matched, and for the girls, hair bows and ribbons were selected and placed with the rest of the outfit. This whole process taught us a valuable lesson. Presentation takes preparation. Looking good doesn't happen by accident. It showed us that respecting sacred spaces, like our church, meant putting real effort into how we presented ourselves. Then, finally, came the moment we'd all been waiting for. After a long morning of chores, it was time for a well-earned break. Saturday afternoon meant cartoons and rest. The heavy cleaning was done. Laundry was either on the line or in the dryer, and the groceries were put away. With the scent of dinner preparations already in the air, we kids would finally get the green light to watch TV. We'd plant ourselves in front of Soul Train or our favorite cartoons, relaxing in living rooms that were now sparkling clean. This wasn't just free time, it was earned leisure. It taught us about delayed gratification. It taught us that fun comes after you've handled your responsibilities, and that rest feels so much sweeter when you know you've worked hard for it. The adults took a breather too. Moms would sit down, often for the first time since sunrise, and dads who'd been doing yard work would finally put their feet up. But even this rest felt temporary. It was a brief, precious window between the morning's labor and the evening's preparations. We all knew more work was still to come, but for a little while, we could just enjoy the peace of a Saturday afternoon. And as evening fell, the focus shifted back to the kitchen, this time specifically for Sunday dinner. To make Sunday a true day of rest, a lot of the major cooking happened on Saturday night. This was strategic planning at its finest. Those collard greens that need hours to cook down to tender perfection, they were started on Saturday. The cakes and pies for Sunday dessert were baked the night before, filling the house with the sweet smell of what was to come. Chicken was seasoned and left to marinate overnight, letting all those delicious flavors sink in deep. The macaroni and cheese was often assembled completely, ready to just be popped in the oven on Sunday morning. Breaking down the massive task of Sunday dinner into manageable parts was the key. It meant Sunday morning wouldn't be a frantic rush before church, and that the post-church meal would come together smoothly. We'd be in the kitchen helping with this too, learning about the timing and planning that goes into a big family meal. We learned which dishes could be made ahead and which had to be fresh. The kitchen on Saturday evening already smelled like Sunday. It was a preview of the feast to come, building our anticipation and wrapping up our day of work and preparation in the most delicious way possible. Saturday evening was bath time, a ritual all its own in Black households, getting everyone ready for Sunday. This wasn't just a quick rinse. Saturday night baths were a deep, thorough cleanse, preparing our bodies for church just like we had prepared our clothes in our homes. You gotta bath Saturday evening whether you thought you needed it or not. Hair was washed so it would be ready for styling Sunday morning. Skin was scrubbed clean, and nails were trimmed and inspected. Black mothers supervised this whole process, checking behind ears, making sure every inch was clean, ensuring our personal hygiene met the high standards of the church community. For Black girls, this often meant sitting for hours between our mother's knees while our hair was pressed, braided, or set in rollers, all in preparation for our Sunday presentation. This Saturday evening grooming taught us that looking our best required time and effort. It taught us that cleanliness and good grooming were a form of respect for sacred spaces and for our community. 10th, after the children were in bed, a quiet yet crucial ritual took place, planning for the week ahead. This was when Black parents would review schedules, prepare for the work week, and get everything set for Monday morning. In the stillness of the house, Black mothers would go over what was coming up, organize bills for payment, coordinate work schedules, and review the family calendar. Many mothers spent their Saturday nights ironing work clothes for the entire week, packing supplies for Monday's school lunches, writing down appointments, and planning meals for the upcoming days. This quiet organization was the unseen engine that made the family run. It ensured that Monday mornings started smoothly, that the week had structure, and that the family was ready for whatever came their way. This planning, invisible to us kids, was the final Saturday ritual that made everything else possible. These 10 Saturday rituals that structured Black households in the 1970s weren't about being obsessive or overly strict. They were about survival. They were about maintaining dignity and creating order in a world that often felt chaotic and hostile. We cleaned so thoroughly because we knew our homes, and by extension, our families, would be judged more harshly. It was a way to refuse the stereotypes, a way to build armor against racism. We shopped carefully because every penny counted, and there was no room for waste on a tight budget. We cooked strategically because feeding a family unlimited resources was a skill, a form of art. We maintained our yards because how our property looked mattered. It was a reflection of our pride and our representation in the community. And we prepared for Sunday with such intensity because church was our sanctuary, a sacred space. And showing up looking and feeling our best was an essential act of reverence. The discipline and structure of these Saturdays taught us values that have served us for our entire lives. Those of us who grew up with these rituals learned the power of delayed gratification. We learned that work comes before play. We learned how to plan, how to prepare. And we learned that maintaining high standards requires consistent, dedicated effort. We learned about budgeting by watching our mothers shop so strategically. We learned to cook by helping out in the kitchen. We learned what clean really meant by meeting our mothers' exacting expectations. We learned time management by fitting chores, shopping, cooking, and all the Sunday prep into a single day. And we learned about family cooperation by working alongside our siblings, all of us contributing to the household. These Saturday rituals built more than just a clean house. They built character. They built discipline, a strong work ethic, and organizational skills that we carried with us into adulthood. Today, many modern families might struggle to find the kind of structure that was so ingrained in our Saturdays that intensive cleaning might seem excessive now. But it taught us to be thorough and to take pride in our environment. The strategic shopping might seem overly controlled, but it was a masterclass in budgeting and planning. The marathon cooking sessions might seem like too much work, but they gave us essential meal planning and kitchen skills. The focus on yard maintenance might seem overly concerned with appearances, but it taught us about property care and community responsibility. And that intense preparation for Sunday might seem narrowly focused on church, but it taught us to plan ahead and to respect our most important commitments. The Black families who upheld these Saturday rituals created a rhythm for the week that made life more manageable. They created a structure that benefited everyone, reducing stress and chaos through preparation. The work that happened on Saturdays in Black households during the 1970s was undeniably exhausting. It was demanding and required sacrificing leisure time and personal preferences. But that work created homes that functioned well, families that operated smoothly, and children who grew up understanding responsibility and discipline. Looking back on it now, as adults, we might remember those Saturdays with mixed feelings. Maybe there's a little resentment for the lost playtime, but there's also a deep appreciation for the structure and the values we learned. There is a recognition that the discipline our parents instilled in us through those Saturday rituals prepared us for adult life in a way that a less structured childhood might not have.